Megan, or should I just wait a couple minutes? Oh, got it. Awesome. All right. Should I wait a couple minutes then? Let's give it maybe another minute or so if you want me to, since it's 12:01. Happy Friday, everybody. I'll make sure everybody can hear me because my speaker is blowing on my laptop. So I'm using AirPods here. So all good, I presume. All right. Awesome. Okay, we will get started right away. Thank you guys. First of all, thanks Megan for having me on here. Thank you all of you for showing up on a Friday afternoon. We had so much fun with this last week, you guys. I think this was so super beneficial, and it was just a nice way to just get some random questions out there, and just a lot of discussion spurred from one thing to the next. So don't hesitate to chime in, even if you have a suggestion or anything to add to what I'm saying. Anybody else on here, please feel free to hop in and comment. So one thing I wanted to point out, you guys as new reps or seasoned reps, whatever it may be, we talk a lot about training. And for those of you in Dash to Director, you'll know that there are multitudes of available trainings for all of you. One thing I want to just say here is don't get so caught up in the training that you forget to just do the do. I want to just point out, Megan is my sponsor for anybody who doesn't know that. Some people think we're sisters, cousins, whatever. I'm actually her aunt, which doesn't seem possible. But anyway, when I was sponsored by Megan 2.5 years ago, she came over to my kitchen counter. I think we had a note, like a spiral notebook. During my launch party, I was asking people to host parties for me. So I had 3 parties booked during my launch party. Yes, I'm a lot older, you saw. Anyway, I had 3 parties booked. She came over to my kitchen table. We had a spiral notebook. She showed me how to use Post My Party, and showed me how to customize my back office. I want to say we maybe trained for, I don't know, Megan, 45 minutes, maybe. And I remember going, I'm just sharing a little story about this. I remember going to a volleyball tournament for my daughter. I was running my very first party, and I was on my phone, and I started getting these notifications that Post My Party wasn't going. And I immediately freaked the heck out. I was calling me. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I was changing my password on Facebook. And this is when we were having to do a lot of issues with Post My Party. And I just remember, and the only reason I bring this up is we got through it. It was easy. I learned how to reset my password, and things just went on. So sometimes just jumping in and learning one task, we all know what the basics are, okay? We know the basics, the 4 simple steps, and from there, just go out and do. When you start coming across questions or problems, reach out to your sponsor, reach out to all the trainings that we have available. Just this week, I had a team call with my own team, and I know Megan has talked about this book as well. This is a fantastic book, and I'm not someone that reads, but before I start taking questions, I just want to read a couple things that I told my team as well this week. Training is more about sharing and growing together than anything else. Different members of your team will have different strategies, insights, abilities, and methods. That's a good thing. There is strength in diversity. So it's so good to learn from so many different people. You don't have to take in every single training, but you know, during your times getting ready in the morning, etc. And then another thing they say in this book, a word of caution, never lose sight of the basics. And that's something that we always talk about. Don't overcomplicate everything. Don't ever lose sight of the basics. Basically, when we're training, we're reminding you to do what you already know and encourage you to keep doing it. This business isn't complicated if you keep doing the basics, okay? Cannot reiterate that enough. And the very last thing, don't get caught up in training more than working. That won't grow your business. So trainings are awesome. Kudos to every single one of you who is on and every single one of you who will watch the replay. But let's go ahead and open it up and holler or chat or whatever. Unmute yourself, right, Megan? Can everybody unmute themselves with questions? Okay, all right, let's fire away. Don't be shy.
Okay, I'm gonna go first.
Yay, Laura.
I'm working out, but
Good for you.
Okay, so when you have like a bad party, what do you say to them like at the end of it? Because like my first party went really good, but now I'm running this one, and like it's not doing very good. Like, what do you say to the host like at the end? Like, or how do you how do you deal with that?
Okay. First of all, we have all had dud parties. Everybody can show of hands if you've had a dud party. I have had a lot of dud parties. So basically what I do is, first of all, I encourage my hostess all throughout and make sure she is being interactive with everything, maybe sending messages, commenting and tagging someone. If it's, hey, Julie, I think you'd really like this. Isn't this cute? Basically encouraging her all throughout. If she's doing all of that, sometimes, you guys, sometimes there are just dud parties. I personally always offer my rep discount to my hostess at the end of the order and let her place an order using my rep discount if she did not get any sales, because it was nice of her to offer to share everything. You don't have to do that. I don't have to do, I mean, it's entirely up to you. You can give her 10% off, give her a $10 gift card, whatever. But just encourage her. I always just, again, reiterate, thank you so much for allowing me to share it. Sometimes you'll be surprised, Laura, people later on will still buy. Sometimes people join the party really late. I would just encourage, you still need to show up with enthusiasm, just like you're having $1,000 party. Don't write it off too early. I will give an example. I had a very dud party once, and at the very last day, a gal placed a $300 order and then joined my team. It was a complete dud the entire 6 days. I had zero interaction, zero anything. So you just never know, but keep your hostess hyped up, appreciate her, and still maybe offer something to her.
I wanted to tag on to that question if it's okay.
Sure.
Also to let the gal who just said that, I'm in the exact same position. I'm hosting my second party, and my first party was really doing very well. And now this party, it's like crickets. So thank you for asking that question. I was just talking with Christy about it this morning. So I'm so glad somebody else is in that same position. But in the example you just gave with the $300 order, I know that it says for hostess rewards, it has to be a minimum of 3 orders and to reach that $200 level. So what happens in that instance? Like if that was the only order placed during that party was one single $300 order, then that hostess doesn't get any of those credits, correct?
Correct. Personally, what I would do, and anybody else can chime in here, if they had a $300 order, I will see if I, in my own personal sales, have some orders that I could move into her event and get her the $200 rewards. I always try to get my hostess the rewards. I will do whatever I can, if that means sometimes moving a personal order over to their event. So if I happen to have 3 smaller orders that I could utilize and get her the rewards, I would do that and then just move that other one into my VIP group. Does that make sense to you there?
100%.
Yeah. So I would definitely do that. Or I always offer my hostess the ability to purchase to get herself to the next rewards level as well. So say, gosh, we had a $300 order. If you want to, sometimes I'll even extend and say, if you want me to leave your link open for another month, if you want to grow it, because sometimes then they'll continue to share it with other people. So I like to say that, like, you know, maybe for me personally, I'm like, for a goal myself, I'm like, God, I really need this closed by the end of the month. But I like to think of my hostess. Treat your hostesses like gold, you guys, because they are the ones bringing you customers. They're going to stick around. So I'll bend over backwards and say, here, I'll keep your link open for 2 months for you if you want. Whatever you want to do to get that to 600 or to whatever. So hopefully that helps.
Thank you.
You bet.
And can I chime in just for a sec? I was just going to say that we've all had parties that have 0 orders, but I feel, I mean, at least in my experience, something always comes from those parties. So something I do, whether I get orders or not, sorry, driving, talking, I am being careful. Something I do is I go back through and I message every single person on the party, whether they placed an order or not. And I just thank them for being on the party. And I just let them know what my schedule is for parties over the next few months. Because a lot of times, some of these people that have never tried Zaya, they're not ordering, and it could be because of cost. So if you throw out, I can help you get some free and half off Zaya, you may get a hostess from that party, whether there were orders or not. So just a suggestion.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I'm glad you brought that up. I know Robin and a few other people have mentioned that too, that utilizing Messenger and going through and messaging everyone. personally, I have not done that. That is definitely something I should be doing more of. And then also, like a lot of you maybe in your Post My Party script have that post in the beginning that says, what do you know about Zaya? A, have you never heard of it? B, are you that one? I always pin that one to the announcements so that I can always find that and see who's in there and who loves it and who has never tried it. And then sometimes I will reach out to those people in particular because they at least told me, hey, I've never heard of it, or B, you know, whatnot. So if there's someone who's never heard of it, I'll maybe say, or maybe they're a C that they have a lot, then I'll maybe reach out and say, hey, did you see the new releases? Was there anything that caught your eye this week? Because I always have a Wednesday in my party. So that's another thing too. But yeah, thank you, Jamie. Utilizing Messenger for anybody who's interactive at all during your party that liked or commented or anything. Those are ones that you definitely want to reach out to as well.
And I'm just going to piggyback.
Tasha?
I don't know if oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. And then I was just going to add something to what Jamie said. And I don't know if someone said this because I was trying to let people in and someone couldn't find the link and I was sending the link and I was getting all panicked because too many people were trying to get in. But one thing that I did, I was invited to a Pampered Chef party and the rep that was running the Pampered Chef had sent me a reminder in my messenger with the shopping link. It said, hey, Megan, thank you for joining Robin's party. I just want to know if you have any questions. Here is Robin's shopping link for easy finding. Let me know if you have any questions. And I was so thankful she did that because I wanted to order. I didn't want to go back to the party and search for the link because I just wanted to do it super quick. I knew what I wanted to order. And so I have started doing that with all of my parties. Anyone that is in the party, I will thank them. Like Jamie said, send them a message and I will private message them the shopping link. I have gotten so many people at the end of the party. They're like, oh my God, thank you for sending me this. I totally forgot. Yes, I'm going to order it. They can click right on the link from their messenger. They don't have to go back to the party, search for the shopping link. It's helped get a ton of sales at the end of parties. So just an FYI there, that is super helpful because some people are in the party and posts get lost and Facebook is so bad about like notifications coming sometimes and people want to order, but they just simply forget. And they forget when the party is ending and so on. So that's a good thing to do too.
Absolutely.
So I thought of a point when, Tasha, when you said that you always offer to your hosts that they can place an order in their party to get them to the rewards level. So I've done that as well. And in the past, I had them place an order before I closed their party. And I recently realized that you can close the party and enter their order at the same time so that they only have to pay for shipping one time and it's all within one order. So I don't know if a lot of people know this because I went like over a year and never like told my reps this. So I don't know if you guys do this or not. But I thought
So is it through the actual, when you're submitting the hostess order?
Yes.
Okay,
So, like,
I have never done that. See, I'm learning something new.
Right? So say you have a party that's at like, $570 and you're like, just order, or $571, like order a parallel tank and you'll get to 600, right? So when you go ahead and submit the order, even though it's only at 571 or whatever, and then instead of like at the top, you know how you can select hostess half off or hostess credits, you're going to select, I think it's like
retail
customer order or hostess retail.
Okay, that's where you do it. Okay, yeah, okay.
So then once you enter that, if you go look at the bottom, it'll say like rewards level, it'll change it from 200 to 600.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. I have utilized that feature before where if you ever offer something to your hostesses like a bomber bra or something like that, I will add that on to that order as well, so it comes without shipping. So, but I did not realize that would update the event total. So, thank you, Kristen.
Yeah, one thing to add to that, sorry, and then I'll shut up. Chelsea Lubendahl, those of you that know her, was a rep with Zaya. She's no longer with Zaya, but she used to, she could get so many additional sales this way. She always reached out to the hostess, always to explain the next level of reward. So if someone was at 600 but they were at like 700 and they weren't quite to 1,000, she would explain, hey, if you get to 1,000, if you order yourself, or if you want to reach out quick to, and she got so many people to order, either because they were so close to the next rewards, by ordering them for themselves or reaching out to, you know, close family and friends quick to see if there's any last minute orders. But just explaining it to the hostess, like, don't assume that they're okay with where they're at, because you will not believe how some people will spend and want to buy themselves to that next level because they truly want the 4 half off or the $150 free. So make sure that you tell them exactly where they're at, what it's going to take to get to the next level.
And kind of on that line too, and I'm sure most of you do this, but right when you get your hostess, one thing I do is definitely want to build a relationship, build trust with your hostess. I ask all of my hostesses to post in the party, not only just that basic, like, hey, I'm having a party, this is when it starts, I invited you because da 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 da. I actually tell them to post something about me as well. Most of the time I've built a relationship with these gals because I've been talking to them, trying to get them to host, sometimes not, but either way, I ask them to post something about me. I want them to trust the brand and I want them to trust me. So I ask them to post something, and nobody's ever said anything bad yet, but I encourage them to say that. And then all throughout leading up to the party, I also text my hostess and say, if you have anything, will you please take pictures? Like if my party's starting on Tuesday, I tell my hostess, take some pictures this weekend of you and your Zaya. I'm going to ask you to post them next week. I do that ahead of time because during the week things get busy, and they might be like, oh, I don't have time, or oh gosh, I haven't gotten around to that yet. So a few days before the party, I ask for a picture of them. I ask them to post in the event something about Zaya that they love and something how they know me. And then I also ask them to send some pictures to me of their Zaya. Usually I will ask them to post it, but if they get busy, I will post it myself for them. But it's nice to have something with your hostess so that we all know that when the hostess is posting and when the hostess is interactive, more people see those posts. So just wanted to add that as well. Awesome. Cami says, I always say in my live welcome video how I know the hostess and what items they love. Yes, for sure. Getting them repping the brand without even knowing it. Absolutely. Yes. And when they start posting throughout, that is, like Megan said, a great lead in at the end and at the end of the party saying, do you realize you were doing exactly what I'm doing? The script was all running pre-scheduled. You were posting pictures in your Zaya just like I do. So yes. Okay. Next. Anybody?
Been with Zaya for a little bit now, but the area that I am starting to grow in is actually my business. And now I've started to have people come in and I'm like building my team. So finding that balance between and working towards your personal goals and your sales while helping start training these new reps and giving them the information they need, the help and guidance along the way. How do you, what are some tips that you would give as far as creating that balance?
Awesome. Well, we all know time is of essence. Time is super precious. And that is one thing that becomes a juggling act when you do start building a team. One thing that I would suggest is what is there, that little phrase that says plan to fail and you are failing to plan and you plan to fail. There is a point in time where you do need to have some planning. I mean, pre-scheduling some of your own posts. I know like a lot of times we talk about stepping outside of your business to help other people, but you have to have that balancing act. As we all know, our VIP groups, as I like to stress all the time to everybody, our VIP group is the most important party going on at all time. No matter what is going on behind and you're building your business, your VIP group has to have a heartbeat, because those are the people that you have tried to get in there, that you want to continue to see what you're doing. So no matter how busy you are, you've got to keep a heartbeat going in your VIP group. And in order to do that, sometimes for me, that means getting a system and having it established and having that established every single week. So, and I might be getting off the track a little bit on how this is helping other teammates in training, but for me, I still feel like my VIP group is the heart of my business. Even though I have a team and trainings and all of that, I can't, if all of a sudden I disappear for a month out of my VIP group, everybody's going to be like, oh, you know, like what happened? Was there nothing going on? So I have a system that I put in place that I do. Every single Monday, I have a post that I do. I do a little workout. Again, this is just me. Keep in mind, everybody is different. You do what works best for you. I have a little thing that I do every Monday morning. Every Tuesday, I have a Tasha's Tuesday Truth. For me, it's just a post about something, might be completely unrelated to Zaya, but it's something that I'm posting every day or every Tuesday. Every Wednesday, obviously, we're talking to releases. Thursday is just maybe a random outfit of the day. Fridays, I am doing my, I have a little note saved in my phone. I use the same graphics, the same emojis every week. I just copy and paste it from my notes. And Friday, I'm posting my outfit of the day. And throughout the weekend, I'm just posting what I'm doing in real life. I tell a lot of people, don't be so salesy and instead just be social, be what comes natural. People like to buy from you because of who you are. Like you could go anywhere to get a pair of leggings, but you build that community in your VIP group. And to me, that is so, so important. And if that means scheduling out your posts, then schedule your post in your VIP group so that you can train your new reps and that you can dive into helping them out. For me, it's been kind of a game changer having that system. Like I just know we talk a little bit about branding yourself. Like I have a few like filters or images that I use every single week, and they're just templates on my phone that I copy and paste. So I'm not spending a ton of time on my VIP group, and instead I can be running downline reports or helping this person because they just added 7 reps to their team. So we're going to do a call and help them out. All the while my VIP group is just, it's a no-brainer. I know that what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So get a system, be organized a little bit. And hopefully that will help you if that helps. If not, if anybody wants to chime in on other suggestions. And yes, Christy says too, parties are the blood that runs through it. VIP group is my #1. Absolutely. You have to, you can't ever forget about your VIP group when you do start building a team. All right, anybody else? One new thing I would suggest to new reps is, and you maybe for anybody that has been on with Dash Director, my past Dash Director call, is organize your camera roll right from the start so that in 6 months from now, you're not going, holy crap, what did I do to my camera roll? All right. So if that's one advice that I could give you guys today, organize your camera roll. I don't care what you do, if you use Google Photos or iCloud. Personally, I use shared albums. I don't keep images of Zaya in my camera roll. Once I take a picture, it's in a shared album by category, so I don't ever have to say I want to find a picture of my husband because his birthday is coming up. I have to scroll through 83,000 Zaya pictures to find a picture of him. No, like organize your photos. That's one piece of advice if I could give anybody right now is as you're first starting, if you do that from the get-go, it's a lot easier than 6 months from now. Camera rolls a shit show. Jenny, yes, game changer. And delete after you post them. I have 40,000 pictures and there is probably 3,000 duplicated. Yes, you can totally organize your photos, you guys. I don't keep anything in my camera roll. Once I take a picture, I drop it into a shared album that I can access from my laptop or from my phone, wherever I'm at. So if there's a restock that happens, I have a category called boyfriend, and I went right to my boyfriend category and then used that picture to post today for the boyfriend sweater that restocked. Someone said, can you expand on building your brand and your template pics that you use from your phone? Yeah, absolutely. Like you can, well, there's all sorts of free apps out there. I think when I first joined, some of my favorites were Snapseed, WordSwag. A lot of people use Canva. Poster My Wall. I've got some gals on my team that use Poster My Wall. Don't get hung up on graphics though, you guys. Some people are just terrible at graphics. They don't like to do it. Don't get hung up on it. If you don't like it, don't do it. Like doesn't have to be super fancy. It's, for me, it was just something, I don't even know where I created it. I might have created it in Canva, but I just use a template, and then every new release Wednesday, I just take a picture of myself and I put it in that same template every week. So in essence, when they see that on Wednesdays, it's kind of my branded little image. Let's see what else. My Tuesday Truth, I don't know, I just use a hashtag, Tasha's Tuesday Truth, and I post a graphic about literally anything, you guys. It can be absolutely anything. 99% of the time, it's nothing related to Zaya. Maybe it's not so much branding, it's just my system that I've done that makes my VIP, so I know I keep my VIP moving. Marketing page for graphics, absolutely, yeah. Definitely the marketing page is a must. Even like my thank you posts, I use the same thank you graphic every single time. Sometimes I don't always shout out my thank yous publicly, but like when I'm running promos and stuff, I will, and I just always use the exact same thank you. So I use Layout to build my collages, and then I have my template where I just drop in the collage and the person's name and thank them. So all the things, just streamline little efficient procedures that you can play around with. And again, nobody taught me, that wasn't in my training. Just, these are things, you guys, if you just come across and teach yourself some of these easy things, and again, they don't have to be fancy. That's not gonna make your business great, is a little thank you graphic by any means. Doing the do, reaching out, partying, following up, sharing the opportunity will. Okay, awesome, Cheryl. Anything else, ladies?
Back
And
to the camera roll. I waste a ridiculous amount of hours scrolling, trying to find pictures, and then I'm doing the same thing as everybody else, just resaving them because it saves me time, right? So I have way too many. And I've heard you mention that in past trainings, but is there a recording of you talking about how you put your, I mean, I am like the bottom of the barrel when it comes to technology. So yeah. Have you done any recorded videos on how you do your pictures?
I think it was part of a Dash to Director program. Megan could probably be able to pin it to you. And again, I speak from an Apple phone user. So if anybody that has an iPhone right now, I'll show you how to create a shared album super quick if you want. It literally takes seconds. Everybody just take a picture of themselves real quick. Take a selfie. Okay, go to your camera roll and click on that picture. On the bottom left will be that square with the up arrow. Click that. Then that brings up a button that says Add to Shared Album. Go ahead and click Add to Shared Album, and it brings up, your cursor will be like in a comment section. You don't have to put anything there. Down below it says Shared Album. If you click to the right, there's another screen that comes up that says New Shared Album. Am I going too fast for anybody? And then if you click on that, it'll say shared album. So my screen looks like this. So now we're just going to call this one Zaya Selfie. And then you hit next. And then it brings up the screen that says to, like who you're sending it to. Just type in your name there, your own number, and then hit next, and then hit post. So you've just created a shared album. If that didn't work, you might not have your shared album settings on. But then what you can do is this selfie that I just took, I can delete this out of my camera roll, and it's in my shared album forever. So if I need to go, and we just restocked on selfies today, I'm gonna go through my phone to Photos. So that Photos app. And then I have my list of shared albums, and I will mind you, I have hundreds of shared albums. I take pictures for my kids' sporting events, and I create shared albums, and I send them to all my kids, and then they invite their friends, and then everybody has 500 pictures without me having to send out flash drives and emails and texts. I share shared albums with family, friends, you name it. So anyway, that shared album is there, and my Zaya Selfie is the only picture in my shared album. If I need it at that point, I can use the little up arrow at the bottom here and save it to my camera roll. So like today when that restock came, I went to my Zaya boyfriend category, saved it to my camera roll, posted it to Facebook, and deleted it back out of my camera roll. Done. So my camera roll is not full. Well, shouldn't say it's not full. I haven't taken care of Wednesdays yet, but usually like new releases, as soon as I try, once they're in there, I get them into categories and then I delete them onto my camera roll. So hopefully that helps. So you can add to it. I personally have categories called Zaya tank top, Zaya quotes. I put things when I see something inspirational or something that I might like for my Tuesday Truth. I put those in a category. Again, I'm not doing that right on Tuesdays. I have Zaya everywhere pants, Zaya boyfriend, Zaya jogger, Zaya tees, Zaya primo mesh, Zaya men's line. I mean, I have a lot of shared albums, but it's so much easier to go find an image. And so much of our stuff, you guys, is about taking pictures and posting them. So that's one thing I just say is be organized out of the gate. It will save you a lot of time. I know a lot of people on my team have gone through and then deleted 80,000 pictures and put them into shared albums. And again, I'm sorry, I'm speaking on Apple phones only. I think Google Photos probably has the same kind. I'm sure Google Photos has the same system. This is just what I use. So Krista, let's see here. Let me go back and read some of these chats here. I must not have shared albums set up. Okay, if you don't have shared albums set up, I'll tell you how to do that super quick. Go to settings. And when you get to settings, you click on your name at the top. Once you click on your name, click on iCloud. And then click on photos. And at the very bottom, shared albums should be on. So where it says shared albums, I know we're backwards, but you should have that marked as on. Okay? And that's how you make sure your shared albums are on. Unfortunately, Kristen asked, is there a search option within your shared albums? No, but if I could have any flow with Apple, I would ask that because you have to like scroll to find them. So I wish they would just list alphabetically, but for some reason they list whatever you entered into that album. That's the order that it will come in. So like right now on my shared albums, Zaya Selfies is the first one in my shared album because I just added a picture to that. So, okay.
Another thing that I do is if like I know that I posted about the boyfriend sweaters already, I'll just go to my VIP page at the very top and just search boyfriend hoodie, and it'll pull up every single thing that you've posted about in your VIP page. Or if you type in your groups or like Zaya Marketing, or sometimes I'll go to like Christy or Carissa's page because I know that they've posted about them. I'll just go and steal their pictures and then I'll just make up my own verbiage because I know that they've already posted about them. But sometimes the marketing gets very overwhelming. So use your Sideline Sisters pictures because sometimes it's easier to just go there versus going to marketing and having to find exactly what you want.
Yes, that made me think of one other thing, Macy. I'm glad you said that. One other tip that I do that helped me in the beginning, another thing, like when Megan trained me, my biggest, I think our first thing that we talked about was Post My Party. But after that, I wanted to learn all the products in our catalog. I remember like going through and writing down light and tights, I wanted to learn everything. One thing that I would suggest to you guys, most of you, probably all of you watch the sizing video on Wednesdays or the Zaya Family Instagram stories. I post on my new releases and this does take a little bit of time, but when I post my new releases, I put pretty much verbatim of what Brenda is saying in the description, like in the caption of those photos. And then I post the YouTube video of sizing. That helps me so much in the beginning. That helped me so much and still helps me today. Because I don't buy everything in the catalog and I can't remember the sizing. If you write that little caption, that little bit, if she's talking about the boyfriend sweats and that the waistband was snug, which by the way, it was really snug on me, you'll have that written right there in your caption of your image. And then later on when someone texts you and says, hey, I want to get those boyfriend lounge sweats, how do they fit? You don't have to go searching all over the place. Just like Macy said, you go right to your VIP group, type in boyfriend lounge, and I can refer right back to all the comments I made initially, which might take on the front end 15 minutes versus on the back end, it might involve you going to the marketing page and searching and looking for tons of conversations about that. So that's just one little thing I've done that kind of helps you. It almost like teaches me the sizing as every new release Wednesday without purchasing everything and having to know how it fits myself. Thank you, Jamie. Have a good day. So yes, thank you for bringing that point up about the search feature on your own VIP group. I'll do that as well. Like when people ask me on my team, like, how does this fit? I'll be like, hey, go to my VIP group. I have that, just search it and you'll see my live review of it. Because usually in my live review, I always at least put what I'm reviewing. So it's gonna populate and show those areas in your VIP group.
And sometimes just reaching out to your chat is quicker than going to marketing too. Like I needed to know about the waffle bra. I don't have that. So I just said, hey, you know, what's the sizing for this as a customer needed to know. And I was able to get right back to her versus searching marketing for 10 minutes to find sizing. So I personally utilize my group chat as a huge team confidence and versus my little personal chat for sizing questions, because our group is so big that your sideline sisters are just as knowledgeable or might even have that item versus trying to find it, like you said, searching 10 minutes on marketing for the correct sizing.
For sure. Everybody's always willing to help. Jonna says, oh my gosh, I always add the sizing tips for new releases and never thought to search it in my own VIP group. Well, now you have it. all the information is right in your own VIP group. I'm not sure if I missed anything else here. Okay, I think we're caught up to date. All right, anything else?
So I'm going to chime in really quick. Back to what Tasha said about if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. I know a lot of you guys are new, and I know a lot of you guys are able to start building teams really quickly. And I feel like I always talk about Post My Party, but how can you run a successful VIP page, still run your parties that you've committed to, and launch your new girls? You have to set yourself up and put that work into Post My Party, because it allows you to take that breath during the week and not be so overwhelmed with your parties. Running your VIP pages on Scheduler as much as you can when you are overwhelmed, especially growing a team. I've been doing this for 2 years and I get overwhelmed as my team keeps growing. It's never going to be like, oh, I've been doing this for 2 years, I just added 8 people to my team, it's no problem. No, you are like, I don't know if I need coffee or wine. You don't know what you need at that point, but you need something that I know for certain. Had I not been running my parties and Post My Party, I launch my new girls and I do their launches on Post My Party. When you guys at Post My Party, you can copy the template of your current party that you are using. You can copy it, you can edit the name it new launch party, and go in there and tweak it and add it in and make it personal for a launch as opposed to your VIP or to a party. So I will use and run my same Post My Party. I just tweak it. I take out things like that I would be doing for my own parties, and I fill in spots like, we're having a ribbon cutting this week, we're opening this business. Like I fill it in, and then I just am able to plug that Post My Party and launch my girls seamlessly as possible. Still run my VIP and still party with my own people, because I don't want to take my foot off the gas pedal with my business. And I feel like, especially as you're growing a team for the first time, even if you aren't, that level of stress, I tell my new girls, it's a chaotic mess for 30 days. It's messy. This is messy. Your phone is messy. Tasha just taught me something about my own phone. That your phone is messy. Your notes everywhere in your house are messy. Your brain is messy. Your kitchen's probably messy because instead of doing dishes, you were like trying to do Scheduler, right? So it is okay. But if you plan to be successful and you know you've got 2 parties going, don't change that just because you're launching someone. But this new girl wants to launch this week, let her launch this week if she's ready. Meanwhile, while she's launching, she could be working on her Post My Party, because you're hoping she's booking 3 parties or however many parties right away. And it allows you that time to stay organized, because when you're brand new, chaotic mess is normal. When you are trying to be successful and grow your team successfully, your mess needs to be organized. So I say Post My Party. I will say it all the time. It is a lifesaver, even for launching people, to keep you on track, to keep you organized, to keep you able to say, yes, let's do it, I got you. But meanwhile, not losing your mind, and always fall back on VIP scheduler. Your VIP, all of this that you're doing, everything, every party you're doing, if you let your VIP page fall by the wayside, it's like my heart just hurts just thinking about it. Like, my whole point of every party that I do is to get as many of those gals, or men, mostly it's just gals, into my VIP page, because now I want them to see how I party every day. So if they're hopping in my VIP page after a party and I haven't shown up in a week, they're going to be like, well, I really love Zaya now. And I got invited to another Zaya party, and that rep, she's great, and she's all over her VIP page. So you just have to stay consistent with that. And Post My Party keeps it streamlined and helps you take your business to the next level. So utilize that in Scheduler. Those are 2 things that you are not doing that you need to learn in your business. Write it down and make a point of asking your upline. So many of us have trainings. I mean, I'd be more than willing to share my trainings. Just learn it, give yourself grace with it, and take your Post My Party one day at a time. Rome was not built in a day. Don't try to do your Post My Party in a day or 2, or you'll be saying very bad words and you will hate me. I tell my girls, do it one day at a time. So if today's leggings day, you do leggings day, you put it down, you go to bed, you're done. And you need it to be organized, whether it's SynShare or whatever you use, but definitely look for those avenues of help. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Christy. And somebody chimed in there and said, controlled chaos is how I roll. I remember a training of yours, Christy, on getting party members into my VIP. Wow, that was a fabulous talk. And Christy runs an awesome VIP group. And I want to add on that too. I think one of the last calls, Zach ended a call with saying, be persistent, be consistent, and be patient. And that's with everything. You have to be consistent in your VIP group. And like we said, our ultimate goal is to get people in our VIP group. So you do have to find a way to be consistent. And if that means getting the system going where you have scheduling to help you out, you must do that. This one, thank you so much. I feel like a hot mess with 2 launch event ending today, then VIP mystery hostess event, 1 launch event, and a hostess event starting today, with 2 more events later this month. You know what that means? You're a rock star. So congratulations. You have a lot going on. You'll get through it. I promise. But yes, just prioritize your time. Prioritize everything else. Yes, Christy says that should excite you. That is super exciting. Tired but thankful. Awesome ideas. One other tip that we haven't touched on here as well, and as you're newer, you might not get into it until you start establishing a little bit more. But one thing when I first started, my goal was I wanted to have a party a week for eternity. And so I was doing 1 party a week. And then I started to get more parties than I could do. So I was doing a couple of week, 3 a week. And I started doing group parties. I know some people absolutely do not want to do them, which is totally fine. I found it a huge time saver. So if I was doing 4 parties a month, if I could do 3 or 4 at one time, and then the rest of the month I was really focusing on my VIP, I started taking advantage of that. So multi-hostess parties I still do them. I just did one a week or 2 ago. They're all unrelated hostesses. I run 1 group, multiple hostesses, all unrelated. I preach that in the beginning, that each hostess has their own shopping link. It's pinned there, but it's me going live 1 time versus 3 times in a week if I'm running 3 parties. I haven't found that it's a less successful party. I still shower each hostess as much. Some people, in all honesty, rather would be in a group party because they don't want the spotlight. We've all heard, I don't know anybody, nobody's going to buy from me. What if it's a dud party? You know what? If you're in a party with 3 other hostesses, nobody's going to know that nobody bought anything from you. Like, sometimes it takes the pressure off of them. So honestly, I personally love group parties, but you don't have to do them. Again, this group here is all about what works for some, what doesn't work for some. You can do whatever you want, but those are nice. You set everything up just the same, but you just use one group and you go live one time, but you're speaking to 3 different parties. That's just another suggestion as well. Let's see here. I have been working on my VIP group scheduling. Macy is helping with my launch party. I need to tackle post my party, but I have no clue where to start. Nicole, I would check with your sponsor. Your sponsor can probably share a template with you, like a skeleton type template. It's so important. I always tell everyone that's on my team, your template is you. I hate to have everyone use the exact same template because you want to use your own verbiage. You want to be a little bit of your own self. If everybody's using the exact same template, it's just, for one, could lead you in Facebook jail, which was more of a thing than it is right now. But plus, you just want to be unique. So your sponsor could probably give you a template that they could share, and then you should go through and tweak it and modify it and make it yourself, or unique to yourself. Group parties have saved my sanity. Yes, Jenna. Cami, I've been having a hard time booking parties for the first time, really. What do you tell them when they say they are busy, so not a good time? I always say I do all the work. It will be fun and easy, etc. Maybe a group party. I should try to take pressure off, like you said. Yeah, that's an option. I mean, we've all overcome the we're too busy. Obviously, I always say, just like you said, I do pretty much do all the work. It takes about 10 minutes of your time to invite your friends. And beyond that, you've literally got nothing to lose. Cami, all I would just say is no doesn't always mean no. It might be later. So I've had a lot of those people that tell me they're not so busy. And I always follow up and put on my calendar in 3 weeks, follow up with Susie, who told me no, she was busy. So I do that all the time. It's like, hey, how does October look? Sometimes it's crickets, you guys. Sometimes I go months and months and months and keep asking. But then eventually all of a sudden the time is right. Or if they purchase from you, like if it's someone that keeps purchasing from you, I'll say, hey, you know what? You keep buying from me. Well, obviously I'd like you to be a rep, but how about I'm going to set up an event for you on your own. I'm going to put your order in that and you're going to start earning some rewards on it yourself, because it's silly for you to keep paying, me commission. You keep buying from me. A lot of time that's how I convert good customers, repeat customers. I'll set their own event link up for them and then let them purchase for like a month or so and then say, okay, how about we just run like a 3-day party and you can share this with a few people because you've already spent this much. Let's just share it with others. So just kind of telling them that it's really, there's nothing to a party. Like don't feel like it's, in this case, it's online. So there's no pressure. If somebody doesn't want to buy, they don't have to buy. But that's another thing too, is I will offer to set up a link for them. We have training videos in Heart and Hustle. Okay. Fortune is in the follow-up. Absolutely. I'm not sure if I even answered that question, but I got rambling there. Setting up a link, Jenny. Yes, that's something as a matter of fact, I ran that as a promotion, you guys, one time myself in my VIP group. I gave people, I set up their own private links. I let them do whatever they wanted to with it. I gave them actually 3 months. I think I did it like in January. I did it in January and February, and they had to have all the rewards used by March. I was shocked at what they were doing. Basically, they were being their own rep. They were telling family members and friends about their shopping link without having an actual party, because for some reason they didn't want an actual party. So that's definitely something that that is also a lead into having them join your team. How many times did you ask me to host, Jenny? I lost track. And now you're an awesome rep. Again, an intro to repping the brand without knowing that they're doing it. Absolutely. Okay, anything else, you guys? These are all awesome questions. Or anything anybody wants to add. I'm trying to think of anything else that I do on any little tips or tricks that I could share. I have a lot of notes on my phone. I use the notes feature. So like even when people ask about exchanges or returns, I never have to retype the text. I have a note in my phone and I copy and paste. I know it sounds silly, but I'll say, hey, and you just put their name in, package up your items in the original package. Here's your return ID number, drop off, like something as simple as that. Little time savers. I have notes. I utilize the note feature all the time. Or if someone asks a little bit more about the rep opportunity, I have notes in my phone for that, copy paste. I try to streamline a lot. I work outside the home part-time, but I do the majority of my Zaya business from 6 a.m. to 6:30. It's when I go live in my parties. It's when I'm just done with a workout. I usually post my own pictures at that time. And then, I mean, I'll go live in the evening as well, but I honestly work my business the most between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. A lot of the other things are just copy paste, or just routines that I just have established. Anybody else? Well, shall we wrap it up, Meeks, or what do you think here?
I think you just have.
Oh, how many lives do I do at a party? A lot. I go live all the time. I go live every single morning. I go live every single morning after I work out. That's also a routine I have. I work out in the morning. So I go live after a workout. And yes, I try to organize my workouts. I mean, I lay my clothes out the night before. Probably doesn't shock any of you guys as I talk about my organization. I know what I'm going to wear the next morning. And honestly, sometimes you guys, before I go to bed at night, in my notes section, I'll put the names of what I'm wearing in my notes so that at 6 in the morning, I can copy and paste that because as I'm laying there, I can get that done. So like I might focus on Light and Tights, and I might focus on Brilliance or Luxe or whatever. But I go live every single morning. I go live before the party starts, introduce myself. And I think I mentioned this last time too. When I introduce myself, I also tell my story about how I became a rep. And I tell every single person in that party that I do work outside the home, and all of my posts are pre-scheduled. I tell them in my welcome video, I say, hey, I'm just telling you right now, you're going to be sick of me by Thursday. You're going to see a lot of me, but the reason you're going to see a lot of me is because there's so much to share. And even what I'm showing you is this much of what's in the catalog. So I say, scroll as you like. I try to get them to set their notifications to all, but I get it. That can be overwhelming. So I say, come as you want, scroll as you please, but you're going to see a lot of me. At least try to catch the live videos. I tell them that in the beginning. I tell them that every day because they don't see every single post. So when I come live, I remind them. The link is in the announcements tab. I'm here to show you this. If you missed yesterday's, go back and scroll. I think you can even search like media on the group. Look for videos. But I go live every single day. I also will come back on like sometimes twice a day. If I have something I wore to work, I'll pop on and show what I wore to work. I definitely show how to wear it for working out and to dress it up. I think that's so important to show the versatility. I preach that, how versatile Zaya is. So I like to show that live. How many lives do I do in a party? So, and then sometimes when somebody before talked about a dud party, like a zero interaction party, I have done before where I will run like a jogger promo and say, you know what? All throughout Susie's party, I'm giving you guys $10 off a jogger. And then I will go live and I try to keep my lives at like 10, 15 minutes max if I do like a product review and show them all the joggers. And instead of like, because sometimes they don't even nibble at your gift certificate offers, like if you have a real like non-interactive party, those are ones where sometimes I'll say, hey, everybody in the party gets $10 off joggers. And that might just spur a little bit of interest and go that way. Then I'll come on and show, maybe 4 or 5 different joggers. Let's see. Do you keep the lives on your page or let them delete? I keep all of them on my page. I never delete my lives. You are the most organized human I know. We are like polar opposites, aren't we? I'm just kidding, Megan, you're organized. Do I go live in my VIP group every day? Sometimes I have to stop myself from going live in my VIP group. I want to be in there like all the time. And then I think, oh God, I just went live. They don't want to see me again. Because sometimes I get so excited with the restock. So I go live on, I would say I probably go live 4 to 5 days a week. 4 to 5 times a week would be my guess. Yes, she does go live daily in her VIP. Very rarely does she not. Well, Okay, so maybe I do. I do go live a lot in my VIP group. How do you give them the discount? Do you reimburse? This is a good, everybody handles this differently. I am not a Venmo, PayPal gal. I love giving gift certificates from the back office because I like to see, well, I have a couple reasons. I don't know. I like to do it that way. And if there's a return or exchange, I can get that gift certificate money back, and you can't do that when you use Venmo. But I just give them gift certificate code. And either way, even if it's after the fact, I will create the gift certificate and notify customer service to apply $10 of GC 123456 to order number 123456, and they will credit the customer's card. So me personally, I never use Venmo. Hot mess over here. And Cami says, I watch every single one. I highly recommend following VIP groups. I love how organized you are. How do you set your business goals and track your progress? Well, I do write down my goals. I know where I aim to, I know what I want for sales each month. And honestly, we always talk about the carrot chasers. I'm actually not a carrot chaser. Like, my goal is to do this every single month, whether I have a promo dangling in front of me or not. I love sharing Zaya. I love actually helping people launch their businesses just as much as I love sharing these new soft and snug leggings that I have on today. It's so rewarding. As far as tracking it, I know where I'm at every week, every day. Part of my morning routine is looking at my downline, looking at my numbers. I'm already knowing, where I'm booking out for parties or what I need to book out for parties. So for me, a lot of it is just right here. I know what I want to hit, a rank that I want to hit. And as far as tracking, I have, like so many, memorized that join tab and know, what levels I need to hit for my own personal volume, my team volume, directors, etc. Yes, there are, Megan says, we do have goal tracking sheets on the Connect page. If you are a person that needs to visually see that, absolutely. I'm not a huge paper person, as I've said throughout all this. I don't have a lot of stuff on paper. Even when I listen to a call, I take notes on my phone, so that I love Google Files or Google Docs for that. I do use Google for that. Oh, that's one thing I'll add. Restock lists. I keep a Google Doc of restock lists. So anytime someone tells me, hey, when that boyfriend sweater, I'm totally getting off track here, when that boyfriend sweater restocks, let me know. I have a Google Doc so that you can access it from your phone, work, home, anywhere. So when that restock list comes through, I don't have to find that notepad, which I'm not docking anybody who uses notepads. But me personally, I just have it in my phone so I can pull that up and say, oh, yep, Melissa wanted that restock. She wanted that boyfriend. So I will go straight to my phone, link, shoot her a text. I'm a big texter. I have all my customers on text message. But yes, tracking your goals, definitely write it down. Do what you need to do. You know what you need to do. Marked in files. Good to know about the gift certificate. Do you have to do that in a certain amount of time? Like, do you have to do that within 24 hours? It has to be within the month. You can't credit an order from last month, Jill, but anything during the month you could. For example, if I would run like a 10% off shorts, if I tell the people, I can credit your card after the fact, that's what I'll do then is I keep a loaded gift certificate in my back office all the time. So maybe I keep a $50 gift certificate. And then if a promo's coming on and I need to credit someone $6.38, then I can just tell customer service to apply that dollar amount of this particular gift certificate to that order number, and they'll credit the customer's card right back. Okay, good. Last name have a big one in back office. Yes. Okay, we are right at 1 o'clock. I don't want to keep anybody any longer if we don't. But if there's anybody that has any other questions, I'm sorry I was all over the board. Just trying to give some tips of things that might help you as you're just starting, or even if you've been in it for a while. So I appreciate everybody chiming in. You didn't know you could credit customers. Absolutely. Yes, you absolutely can credit customers. You can have a gift certificate applied on the back end if you didn't do it on the front end. Okay. And yes, Cami said, yes, on the gift certificate codes for easy for tax purposes too, to keep track of advertising. When I purchase a gift certificate, I like to code that. You can probably keep track of your Venmos too. Obviously you could. Okay. Anything
Awesome,
else?
Tasha. Thank you so much. That was great.
You're welcome.
Seriously,
You're
guys,
welcome.
we learn something every time. I'm like, I learn something every single time. I love these so much. And she is seriously, she's my aunt, but we're also like we like do so much with them. They're our best friends. And we are so opposite. Like you would think she'd have me organized by now, but I need to take some of her advice. So thank you, Tasha, so much.
You're
I will
welcome.
post this recording, you guys, to the Connect page. Tag your teams. This was a great one. Definitely need everyone to listen to this. So thank you. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. Thank you, Tasha.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.